Evil is real. We ignore it when it seems educated, polite, superficially charming, even sophisticated. We trivialize it, ignore it, and when we do, it grows.
The people in this room are not people who shy away from hard problems, and everyone here would like to see us bring an end to this Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Joel K.M., Jared Kushner, the Hebrew name and the secular name. Who is this man? The young man with a meteoric political rise never before seen in Washington's history. In U.S. politics, no young man has risen as powerfully as this man. Joel K.M., or Jared Kushner, comes from a family of Orthodox Jews. He has ties to Russia, strong ties to China, and the Arab world. His family is close to Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. He is respected by rabbis and belongs to an area of Kabbalah, the mysticism of Judaism, which says that this world urgently needs its Mashiach. And within the tradition of Judaism, the name of the Mashiach will be Chaim. And Jared Kushner's name is Joel Chaim. Who is he? This young man who appeared on the political scene in such an extraordinary way in the Oval Office of the White House. Right after Trump was elected, Trump turned to him and said, "If there is anyone who can promote peace in the Middle East, that someone is Jared Kushner. If he doesn't bring peace to Israel, no one else can do it." In the halls of the White House, he is called Trump's prince. He is also married to Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, who converted to Orthodox Judaism because of Jared. A man with great contacts, he is someone who made his fortune by taking over the family estate after a scandal. I'm going to tell you many things in this video. Even if you don't fully agree with me that he is a strong candidate for the Antichrist, at least you'll be surprised or shocked by the information I have to share with you, whether it's the fact that he's in that iconic building, 666 on Fifth Avenue, or the fact that inside it there used to be a company called Lucent Technologies, which is a derivative of Lucifer, and its logo is a representation of Satan. Even so, if you don't accept that he is a strong candidate for the Antichrist, you will agree with me that this man is being prepared for something very big in the global political arena. I want you to come with me, as I'm going to present some information here. All the time, Kabbalist Jews analyze the codes, trying to identify the pattern or who they believe possesses the spirit of the Mashiach. Who has the identity of the Mashiach? The identity of their leader or the Antichrist, or of a political leader who will amount to nothing. Because the true Messiah has already come, suffered, died, resurrected on the third day, and will soon return. But within Cabalism, they prepare the world, within their philosophy and mysticism, for the appearance of the Messiah who will redeem humanity. Cabalism in itself is a mystical branch of Judaism that seeks to understand the deep mysteries of creation and the universe. For them, the Mashiach, Messiah, is a central figure, and his arrival would be the culminating point of human history. Chaim means life. The name first appeared in Jewish writings during the 12th century in the Tosafot commentaries on the Talmud. The tradition within this line of interpretation says that the Messiah will be called Chaim. And curiously, Jared Kushner's Hebrew name is Joel Chaim. This links the Kushner family to deep roots within Cabalism and Jewish mysticism, directly connecting them with these prophecies. This family makes large contributions to Jewish Cabalism. It is estimated that nearly $400,000 has already been donated to Kabbalist organizations that promote these teachings. To get an idea of what Kabbalism represents and how it is present in different spheres, many would say that it is intimately connected to the occult, often disguised as philosophy and wisdom. If you want to understand the impact of Kabbalism, just look at the famous figures from Hollywood, the music industry, and global entertainment. Many of them have pacts with the dark side and are involved with Cabalism, something that becomes evident when you observe the symbols they use or the rituals they adhere to. Madonna, for example, is one of the most iconic figures associated with Cabalism. She was one of the first celebrities to bring this mysticism to the mainstream, often seen with the famous red Kabbalah bracelet on her wrist, which is supposed to protect against negative energies. Britney Spears also became involved with Cabalism, especially during moments of personal crisis, seeking in Kabbalistic philosophy a way to understand and face her difficulties. Another prominent name is basketball player LeBron James, who became a follower of Cabalism and was swindled out of $100,000 by a fraudulent rabbi who took advantage of his belief. However, LeBron continues to wear symbols linked to Cabalism, including the red bracelet, as a protective amulet. Other celebrities have also been associated with this mystical practice, like rapper Jay-Z, known for his interest in occult philosophies, and his wife, singer Beyoncé, who is also suspected of being involved with Cabalism. Both are often seen using esoteric symbols which many interpret as direct links to Kabbalistic mysticism. It's interesting how many of these famous people, despite having pacts with the dark side and Satan, still use this red bracelet as a way to protect themselves or symbolize their connection with Kabbalism. This includes Ivanka Trump, wife of Jared Kushner, Joel Chaim, who is frequently seen with the red bracelet, showing her involvement with this mystical branch, especially after her conversion to Orthodox Judaism. These examples illustrate how Kabbalism, which began as a restricted practice within Judaism, expanded to reach powerful and influential figures on the global stage, contributing to a larger movement that connects mysticism, power, and fame in a web of hidden and spiritual influences. To help you understand more clearly and quickly the signs surrounding us in challenging times like the ones we are living in, it's essential to pay attention to the prophecies that are being fulfilled. Many still do not perceive the magnitude of what is happening around us. And that's why I've decided to offer something special for all channel subscribers, an exclusive digital ebook titled The Secret Behind the Holy Bible. This book is an unmissable opportunity to access impactful revelations about biblical prophecies that will open your eyes to the current reality. Don't let this unique chance slip by. The knowledge contained in this ebook can change the way you view the events around you. The process to get your gift is quick and simple. Just click the link available in the first pinned comment for immediate download. But be warned, we only have a few copies available, and they are selling out quickly. Don't delay your decision. Secure your copy now, before the ebook is taken down. Take advantage of this exclusive opportunity and be prepared for what is coming. In 2007, if I'm not mistaken, they bought a building on 5th Avenue, building 66. And they bought this building for triple the price. They paid 3 times more than it was worth. The building had a company inside that everyone circulates this information on the internet. But I'm going to slice it up a bit more for you and delve a little deeper into this for you. This private sector building had several companies inside. Today the building is mostly leased out, but back in 2007, there was a company that we must mention here, which is Lucent Technologies. Lucent is a derivation from Latin for Lucifer. It's the same thing. And this company, the Kushners, had a partnership with this company. Jared himself, when talking about President Trump's election, said that he only managed to turn things around and elect President Trump. In fact, within the world of marketing, the world of electoral propaganda, and the marketers who work on election campaigns, they say that the man behind Trump's election was Jared. With little money and many connections, Jared even says in an interview that his friends in Silicon Valley and the company he was a partner in the tech industry helped him elect President Trump by giving him the pathways for social media advertising. In other words, he says he was a partner, that he owned a tech company. And that tech company is Lucent Technologies. This Lucent Technologies company split into three. Let's pay attention here to two: Alcatel-Lucent and Nokia Bell. Lucent means the one who carries the light, the one who brings the light, the shining one, the bright one, the same reference from Latin that is made to the name Lucifer. Another important thing about the Lucent Technologies that I need to mention is that the company's logo is an Ouroboros. Do you know what Ouroboros is? Ouroboros is that dragon that bites its own tail, which in occult symbolism, within Theosophy, a school of wise occultists, created by Helena Blavatsky. A Satanist occultist symbolizes spiritual renewal. I'll show you some icons for you to understand that this is a symbol of spiritual renewal. It's a symbol of eternity, the Ouroboros, B, as people call it. In fact, many companies and people tattoo this symbol and its variations without knowing, unfortunately, what it means. They are falling into complete deception. They are being deceived by the darkness. This symbol is present in what people call infinity. You know that sideways 8? Originally, it's not an 8. That is a variation of the Ouroboros, which is an ancient symbol. Its original symbol is a dragon on top of a tree, representing the tree in the Garden of Eden. And this dragon, this winged serpent, is eating its own tail, saying, "You can achieve inner peace, eternity, or you can achieve eternity by evolving within yourself." In other words, self-knowledge will make you eternal. This is exactly the proposal that Satan made to Eve, deceiving Eve and Adam in the Garden of Eden, telling them they would not die. On the contrary, their understanding would expand, and from then on, they would know exactly who they were and would live forever. This is Satan's deception, which has deceived many people, and with this symbol, thinking it was the symbol of infinity, but originally it is not. It is the symbol of the serpent devouring its own tail. It is a symbol of Satan. And this company, Lucent Technologies, changed its logo right after the Kushner family, Jared Kushner's family, bought or partnered with this company, entering as partners in 2007. This is very clear to me. The other claims about the building, being building number bad are speculative, right? Because the mark of the beast will not be a single thing. The mark of the beast is a set of things. But I understand that the mark of the beast is also tied to technology. It's a technology of control, because no one will be allowed to buy or sell without the mark, right? The mark is the number of man, etc. Well, that's my take. So saying that building 666 represents the mark of the beast, and because of that, Jared Kushner is a candidate for the Antichrist, is very superficial and becomes quite vague. I am presenting other arguments here that, to me, are much more important. This company they partnered with, in fact, he used the company's technology, the company's know-how to elect Trump, and the know-how of Silicon Valley people, the globalists, to elect Trump. The fact that he is called a prince, the fact that his name is Joel Kaim. And within the tradition of Cabalism, Kaim will be the name of the Mashiach. The fact that some Kabbalist rabbis, some rabbis, have declared that they have already spoken with the Mashiach. That the Mashiach will present himself in September. That this will be the last new year without the Mashiach. This raises some suspicion for me, but as I told you, I'm not one of those who say 100% that he is a strong candidate. But I want to analyze all the facts with you and leave the comments open here. Now I'm going to present a few more important arguments. Come with me. You must be wondering, but does the title The Face of Evil match him, since he is a guy who is working on peace in the Middle East, such a problematic and sensitive region? Pay attention to one thing with me. This video and this information came from a website that opposes Donald Trump. And this site shows that the campaign advisor, therefore, the face of evil, the campaign advisor for Trump's first election and now for his re-election, is Jared Kushner. It presents the following: the health crisis, the number of people who died in the United States, the blame was on Jared. He was the great negotiator with Russia, which even sent ventilators to some states. He was the guy who managed to negotiate. He was the guy who brokered with China. And he is the guy who sits at the table with princes from Saudi Arabia and makes great deals. His family is very close to Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. I'll say it in Portuguese, Benjamin Netanyahu. There are videos of Netanyahu sending big greetings to the Kushner family. To make our analysis a bit more complete, he is now in the Middle East, along with Mike Pompeo, in a peace delegation, promoting peace and building alliances they have been working on for a long time. There's information about him, even in Iraq, in the city of Mosul, 𝑠𝑢𝑟𝑖𝑔ℎ𝑡. There is important information about Jared Kushner's actions there in the Middle East, sitting with princes, dialoguing with people and important figures that no one would have thought possible. He is a silent broker. This guy, he doesn't give interviews, except to his own site, his own newspaper. It's rare to see him in an interview. He's not in the media spotlight, but he's behind the political scenes. No one in Washington can understand what Jared managed to do that no other politician in White House history has managed: an international political rise, an enviable and respected global political know-how. He managed to pull off an agreement that no one has been able to for a long time. He is behind the negotiations with Russia, with China, as I told you, which many others cannot. And he has no diplomatic experience. He is being groomed. He is growing. Starting very small, he began, quite modestly, and now he is growing and gaining visibility. Well, given all the arguments I've presented to you in this video, I'm glad you stayed until the end. If you share the same thought as I do, that he does not figure as the main candidate for the Antichrist, even though he bought a 𝑥666 building for 3 times its value, even though he was a partner in a chip and software company and one of the software programs was called Inferno. And the company's logo was the Ouroboros, a symbol of Satan, even though he is called 𝑘𝑦𝑚. And within the tradition of Cabalism, 𝑘𝑦𝑚 will be the name of the Mashiach. And many rabbis in Israel are saying they have spoken with the Mashiach, and that the Mashiach will present himself, that it's only a matter of time, that the Mashiach is among us, even with all these Kabbalist mystics saying these things. I want you to agree with me that at least this guy is being prepared for a scenario, a future political scenario. If we search today, and you do a search somewhere saying, who will be the next candidate for President of the United States in 2024? You might see the name Ivanka Trump, but you won't see his name. But I dare say to you that probably this young man, this guy, because he is very young, this guy will be at the top of world politics if he manages to pull off a few more deals. Something I think will happen in that region. I've presented several arguments here for you. I want to leave the information open that the Lincoln site is saying that Jared Kushner is the face of evil from a political standpoint. Because they are left-wing, right? They are Democrats talking about the Republican. But I want to tell you the following. Due to the mysticism he's involved in, the occultism he's involved in, this guy is involved in a lot of heavy stuff. And I think he represents a slight face of evil. I leave this question to you now. What do you think? With all this information, the dark details unfolding behind the scenes of politics and mystical organizations, how do you interpret this? Are we really witnessing the rise of a figure destined for great deeds, but who may represent an imminent danger to humanity? The comment section is open for you to reflect and share your opinion. After all, we cannot ignore the signs around us. What is clear to me is that time is being shortened. We are seeing events accelerate in a direction that many did not expect. Israel, a central point in biblical prophecies, is increasingly in the spotlight in discussions about the future of their And when Israel starts talking so insistently about the emergence of their Messiah, it's an indicator that something very big is about to happen. The question here is not just the coming of the Mashiach from the Jewish perspective, but the rise of a figure who may fit the prophetic mold of the Antichrist, or perhaps a world political leader who will play a crucial role in the global events to come. The 𝑠𝑒𝑐ℎ. This is still open, but one thing is certain. Israel is talking a lot, and we need to pay close attention to this. Many rabbis and scholars of Jewish mysticism claim that the Mashiach is already among us, and each year the speculations about his revelation become stronger. For the Kabbalists, the Mashiach is not just an abstract or distant idea. He is real, tangible, and is preparing to present himself to the world. And within this context, figures like Jared Kushner or Joel Chaim are becoming increasingly relevant. He not only has the political and economic connections, but is also deeply involved in the mysticism and traditions that shape the expectation of this coming Messiah. It is important to remember that we are living in times of increasing spiritual confusion. The voices crying out for a saving leader are getting louder, and the biblical prophecies about the end times, the appearance of the Antichrist, and the return of Christ are more discussed than ever. This is the moment to stay alert to the events and to reflect on the true nature of the figures emerging on the global stage. I am making this video because I love your life. I am not here just to present cold facts, but to warn you, so that you can discern what is happening around you and make wise decisions. I feel the responsibility to share this information because I believe we are on the brink of something grand, something that will change the course of history irreversibly. You asked me, and I presented a bit of the story, this panorama about Joel Chaim or Jared Kushner. But I want you to understand that this is just the tip of the iceberg. What is coming could be much bigger and more impactful than we imagine.